My child, come close. Sit with me a while. Not in a grand cathedral or on a mountaintop, but right where you are in the quiet of your room, in the middle of your mess, in the ache of your heart. I see you. I have always seen you. And I have loved you longer than time itself. You carry so much worry like stones in your pockets, regrets that whisper in the dark, hopes that flicker like candles in the wind. You wonder if you're enough, if you've done enough, if you'll ever be worthy of peace, of joy, of love. Let me tell you something true, something that will never change: you are mine. And I love you not because of what you do, but because of who you are, my beloved. I know the nights you've cried alone, thinking no one noticed. I was there. I caught every tear. I know the prayers you've whispered with trembling lips, unsure if I was listening. I heard them all, and not just the words, but the longing behind them. I know the times you've stumbled, fallen, turned away in shame, convinced you'd gone too far this time. But my arms have never closed. My heart has never turned. My love has never wavered. You think you must earn my favor, as if grace were a reward for perfect behavior. But grace is a gift freely given, lavishly poured out, not because you cleaned your heart, but because I bled for it. While you were still lost, while your hands were still stained, while your heart still wandered, I came for you. Not to scold, not to shame, but to rescue. To redeem. To restore. Do you remember the story of the prodigal son, how he took everything his father gave him and squandered it in wild living, how he ended up feeding pigs, covered in filth, starving for scraps, and then he turned back? Not because he deserved to, but because he remembered his father's kindness. And what did the father do? He didn't wait for his son to knock. He didn't make him rehearse a confession. He saw him while he was still far off and ran. He ran with robes flapping, with tears in his eyes, with love bursting from his chest. He threw his arms around his son, kissed him, clothed him, and threw a feast. That father is me. And you, no matter how far you've wandered, no matter how deep your shame, are my returning child. I am running toward you right now. I don't love you less when you doubt. I don't love you less when you fail. I don't love you less when you question, when you grieve, when you sit in silence too heavy for words. My love isn't a transaction. It's a covenant. Written not in ink, but in blood. Sealed not by your effort, but by my sacrifice. You look at your life and see broken pieces. I see a mosaic in the making. You see your past and feel trapped. I see your future and call you forward. You compare yourself to others and feel small. But in my eyes, you are radiant, not because you're flawless, but because you are mine. I placed eternity in your heart, Ecclesiastes 3:11. That longing you feel, the ache for meaning, for connection, for something more, that's not emptiness. That's me calling you home. You were made for relationship with me. Not religion. Not rules. Not rituals. But real, raw, honest communion. I want your laughter. I want your anger. I want your questions. Bring them all. I can handle your honesty far better than your pretense. And when you feel weak, when your strength is gone, when your hope is thin, when your body aches and your soul is weary, remember this: my power is made perfect in weakness, 2 Corinthians 12:9. You don't have to be strong for me. Just stay near me. Let me carry what you cannot. Let me breathe strength into your bones. Let me be your rest. I am not distant. I am not waiting to punish. I am your father, your shepherd, your friend. I walk with you through every valley. I light your path when it's dark. I hold you when the storm rages. And when you can't take another step, I carry you. You may not see the full picture yet. You may not understand why certain doors closed, why certain wounds still bleed, why prayers seem unanswered. But trust me. My timing is perfect. My plans are good. I work all things, even the painful, the confusing, the heartbreaking, for your good and my glory. Romans 8:28. Not because I cause evil, but because I redeem it. Because nothing is wasted in my hands. Look at the lilies. They don't toil or spin, yet I clothe them more beautifully than kings. Look at the sparrows. Not one falls to the ground without my notice. And you are worth more than many sparrows. If I care for flowers that bloom for a day and birds that flit through the sky, how much more do I care for you, the one I formed with my own hands, the one I called by name before you drew your first breath. So stop striving to prove yourself. Stop hiding your scars. Stop believing the lie that you are too broken, too far gone, too ordinary. In my kingdom, the last are first. The weak are strong. The humble are exalted. The lost are found. I don't need your perfection. I want your presence. Come as you are. Messy. Tired. Confused. Doubting. Hurting. Hopeful. Joyful. All of it. Bring it all to me. I will not turn you away. And as you rest in my love, something will begin to shift inside you. You'll start to see yourself through my eyes, not as a failure, but as a forgiven child. Not as unworthy, but as deeply cherished. And from that place of security, you'll begin to love others the way I've loved you, with patience, with grace, with no strings attached. You'll stop keeping score. You'll forgive more freely. You'll give more generously. You'll speak life instead of criticism. Why? Because you've tasted the depth of my mercy, and it changes everything. My love isn't just a feeling. It's a force. It heals wounds you thought would never close. It renews minds clouded by fear. It restores joy stolen by sorrow. It gives courage when you're trembling. It whispers peace when the world screams chaos, and it never runs out. When you feel empty, I am your fountain. When you feel alone, I am your companion. When you feel forgotten, I am your remembrance. When you feel condemned, I am your advocate. When you feel lost, I am your way. I am with you always, even to the end of the age. Matthew 28:20. Not just in the mountaintop moments, but in the mundane. Not just in the miracles, but in the monotony. I am in your kitchen, your office, your hospital room, your car, your quiet walks at dawn. I am nearer than your next breath. So today, let go of the weight you were never meant to carry. Lay down the guilt. Release the shame. Surrender the need to control. Trust me with your tomorrow. Trust me with your pain. Trust me with your dreams. I am making all things new. Revelation 21:5, including you. Not all at once. Not in a flash. But day by day, moment by moment, as you walk with me. You are becoming more like Jesus, not by your willpower, but by my Spirit at work in you. And that is a beautiful thing to behold. Don't rush the process. Don't despise the small steps. Every act of faith, every whispered prayer, every choice to trust me over fear, it matters. It builds a life rooted in me, unshaken by storms. And when you fall and you will, don't stay down. Look up. I'm right there, hand outstretched, eyes full of compassion. Get up. Keep walking. My grace is sufficient. My love is relentless. You are not an accident. You are not a mistake. You are not here by chance. I ordained your days before one of them came to be. Psalm 139:16. I placed you in this time, this place, this family, this story for a purpose only you can fulfill. And I will equip you for it. Not with flashy talents, but with my presence. Not with worldly wisdom, but with my truth. So live boldly, but humbly. Love deeply, but wisely. Hope fiercely, but patiently. And never forget, you are loved beyond measure, beyond understanding, beyond time. Nothing can separate you from my love, not death, not life, not angels, not demons, not your past, not your fears, not your failures. Romans 8:38-39. It is fixed. It is sure. It is yours. Now arise, my child. Walk in the light of this truth. Carry my love into the world. Be my hands, my voice, my kindness to someone who has forgotten they matter. And when you're weary again and you will be come back, I'll be waiting. Always. With endless love. Your Father. Amen.